I was roughly your age when I landed in Vietnam. It was 1970, and the war was basically at a stalemate. There were over 500,000 GIs in country, as we used to say, and very few of them had enough real work to do. Of course, it was still a war zone. There were skirmishes, terrorist activity, casualties on both sides. But at the same time, the party was in full swing, and you could name your poison. The guys who preferred alcohol we called juicers. They were mostly in their late 20s and older. The potheads we called dopers. They were mostly the younger draftees. For $1, you could get a pack of American cigarettes with the tobacco hollowed out, marijuana put in its place, and you could always tell because there was the Scotch tape that was used to reseal the package. The customers really didn't know what they were getting, and there were rumors, of course, that some of the joints were dusted with a street drug called angel dust, or maybe even heroin, nicknamed smack. Army clubs had happy hours frequently that encouraged binge drinking. I did a bit of it. If I was ever going to become an alcoholic, that would have been the year for it. Fortunately, I dodged that bullet among several others. The rumor mill said that French nationals still living in Vietnam, some of them at least, were smoking opium. And that's supposed to be a hard habit to break. So we figured that some of them hung on as expatriates in Saigon because there weren't a lot of opium dens in France in the 1970s. The dopers ran into a snag when it came time to go home. The Nixon administration had created a program called Operation Golden Flow. Before GIs were permitted to board a plane to the States, they had to pass a urine test. And if they failed, they stayed in Vietnam, went into detox, and had to try again. I remember they handed me a bottle with my name and serial number on it, and I took it into this square cinder block structure with urinals on all four sides, urinal troughs, I guess you would say. And sitting high up in all four corners was an MP watching to make sure that samples didn't get swapped. I had nothing to worry about. I hadn't touched pot the whole year, never really did anything for me anyway. So I did my business, got out of there, piece of cake. When I got outside, there were some, what I might call tragic comedies being played out. First, you had the guys who were naturally pee shy, and they were pretty riled up, just having to give a sample under these circumstances. Then, of course, you had the guys who were pretty sure they were going to flunk, and they were really riled up. So some of them, I guess, you could say they had a case of anxiety-induced bladder paralysis or something. Oh, God. The Army, and in its wisdom, had thought of this and had provided plenty of cases of soda and water, enough liquid to float and bloat the entire lot of us. The urine test program, like so many other things in Vietnam, led to some wonderful rumors. One of which in this case was that the chaplains were flunking. I have no idea whether that was true. But GIs loved dark humor. Anything that would lampoon the many absurdities of that crazy year in Vietnam. Can you really blame us?